Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be this fun boho inspired nail set. This was all done pretty much with this stamping plate I'm going to show you from Claire Jelly Stamper. It was in collaboration with Selena Ryden, very boho themed. And I'm just going to start off by doing this color from Koko&Claire. It was actually from their Spring Awakening collection. I did an unboxing and swatching video of this whole collection a few videos back. I will have it linked in the description if you're curious. This color is called Meadow Haze and it was so pretty, and I just wanted to do something really nice with this color. And I also felt like I hadn't been doing stamping or crystal placements in quite a long time. I feel like because I was doing a lot of just hand painting and kind of trying to build up my skills in that area, I felt like I've been neglecting some of my fun things like stamping and other fun art stuff. So I decided to go ahead and do that with this plate here. And I mean, I took complete inspiration from this whole plate here. So this whole theme is very boho, very Selena Ryden-esque. She did a collaboration with Claire Jelly Stamper a few years ago, and I love this plate. It's a lot of fun. So I felt like it was summery, it was a good time, and something that I hadn't done in a while. So I just picked a bunch of Claire Jelly Stamper stamping polishes, and I'm just going to create just a bunch of different stamping images here using the layered process. And I am stamping on a matte surface. I find for me it's easier to stamp on a matte surface because then I don't have like a glare from the light shining, and sometimes it's hard to see. Actually, while I was doing this stamping image over here, so it's this really pretty dream catcher, I don't know why I was having such a difficult time with this specific stamping image. I show it over here a few times. I actually did it, I don't know, 6, 7, maybe even 10 times off camera because I couldn't get the placement right. There was something so complicated. I don't know why I was struggling, because I didn't struggle with any of the other stamping images, but for this one, layering it, having it placed properly so that the outline could go on top of it and everything would situate in the right place. I don't know why I was having a really difficult time with this. I don't necessarily think it was important to show all of my mishaps. I thought it might be a little bit boring, especially because I do struggle quite a lot with it, and I was starting to get a little frustrated at this point. But all that to say, I mean, you could see here that I messed up with the outline. It didn't pick up fully, and I noticed actually over here that my black stamping polish was actually quite dry and it wasn't picking up properly. You can see here I end up stamping it down and missing some part of it. It didn't line up correctly, so now I had to stamp over the whole thing again, redo the outline again. The outline was really a struggle, mostly because, like I was saying, my black stamping polish was dried out, so it wasn't picking up the image properly. And then you can see it wasn't stamping down properly either. Here was another time, so I had to like take everything off and re-stamp the whole image down again to get the outline correct. It was a process and a half. So all that to say, take your time and be patient when it comes to stamping. It can sometimes be a little bit difficult. Over here you could see that part of the dream catcher like strap string thing, it didn't transfer over, so I kind of Frankensteined it a little bit, picked up the image again, removed most of it, and just stamped down that one strap right there. So sometimes you have to like break it up a little bit, and it's not always the easiest process, and it can get frustrating, most definitely. I mean, you saw how many times I had to redo the outline, and that was just the outline. I had to do the other parts of it, like all the different layers, multiple times to get it right. This one I did not have trouble with. This one I managed to get in one go, this round dream catcher here. I think it was just lining up the images for the other one in the right place so that the outline would end up in the correct spot. That was a little bit difficult for me, but this one was a lot easier. So don't get frustrated or overwhelmed when it comes to stamping, and if something is not working out the way you expect it to. I mean, I was getting a little bit frustrated, but I was trying to keep it cool and just redoing it as many times as needed. But it is a learned skill, and it definitely gets easier with time. And even when it gets easier, sometimes it doesn't always work out the way you want it to. So just be patient with it. We all make mistakes, and it's not always a smooth ride for every situation. But finally I got everything stamped down the way I liked it, and now I'm just adding a few details. So I noticed when I was doing the first dream catcher, every time I picked up that image, there were like a few sparkles that I also picked up just from like the nature of stamping. When you scrape down the polish and you pick up a few images that you don't need, and I kept picking up these cute little sparkle images over here, and I thought they were really, really cute. So I was like, you know what, I'll add those to my to my design as well. So you can see I'm just adding some flowers and some sparkles, and just to add a little bit of interest. And I think if I would do this set again, I would definitely know exactly how to place the stamping images for that first dream catcher. That would be a lot easier, but I think I might have done the outline in a different color. I wanted to do black because I wanted it to be very bold and obvious, but I think it just kind of took away a little bit. It was a little bit too dark, maybe covered up some of the design a little bit too much that I wasn't really expecting. But by the time I got everything finished, I wasn't going to change it again, but maybe that's something I should have changed. So because it was just looking a little bit dark and a little dull in my opinion, I decided to add just more of these brown colors just to brighten up the look a little bit. I didn't think that brown would necessarily be a color to brighten a look, but because of the tone of it, it's quite light. It has this really pretty yellowish undertone, and it matches with this nail over here, which was the first one that had that brown outline, so it just kind of tied in the whole look together. But yeah, if you were thinking about recreating this or something, or you wanted to do something similar, I don't know, I found that with a lot of images and with a lot of stamping, sometimes the black outline is just a little bit too harsh. And even though I do it sometimes, and sometimes it helps with the design, other times I just feel like, especially in this set, it's kind of a little bit overwhelming and dramatic. So maybe like a dark gray or a brown would be a better outline so that it's not so intense. So this crystal placement over here, I actually found on Selena Ryden's Instagram. I don't remember if I'm copying it exactly because I was just working based off of memory over here. I wasn't looking at an image, but I was trying to get some inspiration for this set, so I went onto her Instagram to see what she had done with the stamping plate that she had created, and just to get some inspiration from her style in general. She does have a very boho style, and she had this crystal placement that was round, and I thought it was super interesting. Like I said in the beginning, I feel like I've really been neglecting my crystals and my gems and my caviar beads a little bit, so I wanted to add a lot of that to this set, and this round placement of crystals was so unique to me. It's not something I've ever done, and it just looked so pretty, and you know, it kind of had that boho-y feel, and the round shape of it kind of matches the round dream catcher that we did on one of the nails. So I thought it would be fun to do something a little bit different that I'm not really used to. So I had a lot of fun with it. I used just flat back crystals and a bunch of these rose gold caviar beads that I showed from Magpie Beauty, and I just placed them down here. Again, I said I was working off of muscle memory because I don't actually remember exactly how Selena had the crystal placement on her page, so I don't remember exactly if it looks the same or not, but it was definitely fun to do, and it was a bit tedious because of the caviar beads. They're so small from Magpie Beauty. I didn't realize how tiny they were, and then as I was working on the set, I realized that there's actually a mix of sizes in this container here. Like, some of them were smaller than others, some of them were a little bit bigger, and personally I feel like I wish they would have all just been the same size, because then, you know, it's hard to like pick out the correct size when they're all so small and just mixed up in this container here. So I do wish that they might have been a little bit more separated and just all the same size, and that they had an option on their website to pick like small, medium, large caviar beads. But they were really pretty, and I like the rose gold. I felt like it just kind of worked with the design. I thought that silver and gold might just be a little bit too contrasting to the set, because I did have some pink, and it just felt like a little bit softer, whereas like the silver and gold just felt like it would take up kind of a little bit too much attention. I just wanted the caviar beads to be accents. So I love the color of them, and I really do like them. I think they're nice. I wish they were not all different sizes, and I wish it was just easier to see. But I finished off this set with this like very simple, basic crystal placement, but I did want to add a lot of crystals to kind of go with that whole boho soft vibe. I thought that it was a lot of fun to just add these and give them some love, because like I said, they've kind of fallen to the back of my mind with the past few nail sets. And here's the final set. I decided to go in with a matte top coat because I love how stamping looks with a matte. I do love how it came out in the end. I think maybe I would have done certain things a little bit differently, but the crystal placements are definitely my favorite, and I do love that middle nail. I think it's a lot of fun. So let me know your thoughts on this set down below, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!